welcome to another episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill-Staxx, and today I got C. White, the truth. What's up, man?
What's going on with you, Staxx? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. I got you on the show so people can know your story and shit, and what it was like for you growing up, and some of the things you've been through, and then some of the things you got going on now. So, you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, and all that to the people?
Yeah, my name's C. White, Truth. We'll go ahead and tell you ahead of time. If you want the full scoop, it's gonna be a long episode, but I'll keep it brief.
Hey.
You know, I'll summarize. But I was born and raised in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. I moved to Louisville, Kentucky for a little while. I'm there now. I'm down south a little bit out in the country. You know, I like it out here where it's peaceful. You know, but yeah, I just grew up in town. You know, I just branched out a little bit, but I've always been in Kentucky. So I've always stayed right here in my hometown, in my state.
So it was like, was it a lot of people around your area, or was it like country down there?
Well, E-Town, it's a pretty good sized city, you know, and then we're right about an hour away from Louisville, Kentucky, which is a really big city in Kentucky. And then where I moved at now, it's a population less than 1,000 people here. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, to transition from all three.
Is it mostly white, or how is it down there?
Where I'm at now, yeah, it is. It is. But you know, where I'm from, E-Town, it's pretty it's but yeah, where I'm at now, yeah, it definitely is.
So when did you get into doing the music and all that?
And I've had a passion for music since I can remember. I mean, since a kid, I just remember listening to different music and the feeling I'd had, you know, as a kid, you dance and stuff like that and sing what the words, you know. But I've always had a passion for music. I didn't really start writing music or writing lyrics until I was probably 12 or 13 years old. And then ever since then, I've been writing, but I still never took the music serious. And it's not that I didn't believe in myself. The opposite. I was scared of the fame, and I didn't want that spotlight on me because I'm a laid back, you know, I'm not really a social person, but I'm starting to become more sociable, you know. So but yeah, so
I'm the same way, man.
2 years,
I try to keep on. I'd rather be not on the camera, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be in back of it, bro.
Right. So, you know, a lot of people with the pandemic, you know, was complaining about being stuck in the house. I'm at home anyway, so you know, it didn't affect me as much when it comes to that. You know, it just gave me time to focus on what I really needed to do, create some ideas, and it really helped me, honestly, just to get my mind where it needed to be. So
yeah, the pandemic is the reason why I'm doing what I do, man. The pandemic is the whole reason.
Hey, we got a good thing going, man, and I love the show, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Appreciate that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, did you ever get in trouble and go to prison?
I never went to prison. I went to the county jail 2-3 times, maybe, just little stuff, you know. I do got a felony from when I was 19, and it was really a bullshit charge, man, to be honest. I don't know if I cuss, I apologize.
No, you can. You can.
Okay. But, yeah, so it's really a bullshit charge, and they charged me with trafficking marijuana. I was 19 years old. And basically, it was either take it to trial and fight it, and you're looking at 3 to 5 years on the first offense, or you can take these 5 years of probation, your day served in jail, and a felony. So at the time, I'm thinking, if I fight it and lose, I don't want to do 3 to 5. 19 years old. If I took the felony. But honestly, looking back now, I probably would have sat down for 2 or 3, 5 years. As opposed to have a felony on my record, because I've really been trying to get it expunged off my record. And like I said, this was in 2004. Affects me to this day. I got voicemail saved to my phone, you know, people calling me back, like, they already hired me on top of that. You know what I mean? And yeah. They hired me with the record that I showed. I brought them my own record before they even had to do their own. You know what I mean?
Oh, you showed them. You told them that you were, and then they fired you after that?
All right, well, they didn't even hire me. They told me I was hired. I went in for the interview and to get my schedule, and the guy, you know, I'm not gonna say no names or whatever, disrespect the company, because I don't feel like it was him personally. For one, he was apologetic about it and understanding.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it was
it's
probably the
really
company, man. It's
right, and
it's
that's
a
what it
lot of
was.
companies. Yeah.
Right, and I understand certain offenses, but it what it boiled down to is a possession of marijuana charge that they ended up considering a trafficking charge. So that's what gave me the felony. So I might look bad. I never stole nothing. I got nothing bad on my charge. It's marijuana related if it's on my record also.
Was it a lot? Was it a lot of weed?
No, no. I mean, maybe to some people, but not to I mean, to me, it was you know, it's a little bit.
Normal.
But it's a
So,
background in possession.
oh, if it's over like a certain amount, right? Like a pound or
Right.
something.
Yeah. And I don't know what it was back then because it's been so long. But I know right now if it's less than 8 ounces, if I'm not mistaken, then it's possession charge. But and that's what it should have been back in. Anyway, it was less than
Yeah.
8, and they didn't have a search warrant. They come in my house uninvited. I told them I'd step outside to talk to them, had a complaint or whatnot. And next thing I know, I turned around there in my house, in my living room. You know what I
That's
mean?
how
So,
they do it. Yeah, they
right,
don't.
right.
People don't understand. They don't need no search warrant. They don't need nothing,
No,
man. They do
they're gonna
whatever
say
they
whatever
want.
they want to say. Yeah, and that's what my attorney told me. You know what I mean? He's like, you can fight it because they didn't have a search warrant, but it's their word against yours. You think they're gonna believe? And I'm just like, man, he's right. Because
They didn't have a search warrant.
no search warrant at all. Asked if they
That's
could come in my
crazy.
house to search. I told them no, specifically, verbally told them no, they could not come in my house. I told them I put my shoes on, I'll step outside to talk to them. And
And then
he
when you
told me,
went in to go put your shoes on, they came in.
yeah, I went to put my shoes on. He told me to put my dog away. I had it was a puppy. It wasn't even my dog, it was a puppy I was keeping for a friend at the time.
Yeah.
And city thing, man, he's cool. And the police officers was like, or the detective said, whose dog is that? And I was like, it's my dog, or whatever. I was like, she ain't gonna hurt nobody. Well, we need you to put the dog up, this and that. Okay, put my shoes on, I'll be out. Went to put the dog up. And they said for their safety and mine. Like, it's a puppy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I went to put my stuff up, put the dog up, got my shoes, turned around and stand in my living room.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, I couldn't really. What am I gonna do?
So, what was the reason for them to be there in the first place?
And what happened? And it's a true story. It's like I was 19 years old, I believe, and I just got my first nice apartment. You know what I mean? I'd lived other places, but it was mine. It was my own apartment. I'd been there maybe 4 months at the time, so I had company. Like my friends would come over. It was a
Yeah.
chill spot. It wasn't no party house, but people come over and chill, whatnot. And supposedly the complaint was about traffic in and out of my house. And I think like
A lot of times, man, like young people will get their own place, and they'll have
right,
friends over, and people will
right,
think that they're trafficking drugs,
right,
but it's really like they're just getting visits from all their friends, man. I used to do it, and
right,
people used to think I was selling drugs, and it was just people
right,
coming in and out because you're young,
yeah,
you got a bunch of friends.
right.
I know how it is.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, there's probably 3 to 4 of my friends that would come see me on a regular basis that lived in the same apartment complex. So it's not like cars just pulling up all the time.
Yeah,
Nothing crazy on there. But yeah, still, I can understand how it looked, but I honestly don't even know if that's the real reason they came in
yeah.
the first. Because the way they treated me down at the police station and the things they said, they act like I was some kingpin. You know what I mean? They was like, "Where's the bills
Yeah,
at?" I'm like, "Come on, man! Like, I got 6 ounces of weed. Like, just take me to jail." So
yeah.
that's what they they didn't
That's
hesitate.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
So, you got any other situations you want to explain? Maybe
man,
while you were growing up, crazy
man.
things.
If you want the exclusive, I'll give you the exclusive.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
I'll be honest, all the way honest with you, man. So yeah, I've had a lot of crazy things happen throughout my life. A lot of wrong place, wrong time type deals, and but I've never considered myself to be a bad kid, or you know what I mean. I always had a good heart, but probably too good of a heart, honestly. You know what I mean? I get
Me
too,
too, man. I get taken
yeah,
advantage of because I'm
yeah, that
too
happens,
nice.
fortunately. Uh, but no, man. So I struggle with depression. After seeing a few things that throughout my life, that was it's always stuck with me. Kind of weighed on me heavy, and I just couldn't shake it. So when I think I was 15 at the time, I was laying in my bed and I was ready to blow my head off. And so I had a pistol at the time, and man, I was sitting there thinking about it, listening to music, and I was like, you know what? Well, the crazy thing is, while I'm thinking, I'm praying to God, because I always heard if you had committed suicide, you're going to hell. I don't want to go to hell. You know, I was young, ready to be done. I just didn't, you know, I was ready to be out people's way. So
Yeah.
praying, got the gun hanging on while I'm looking up to the sky. And next thing I know is I guess I wake up and my ears are ringing, and it feels like I'm in a dream. I don't feel no pain, and there's feathers falling from the sky with blood on them. I'm like, what the heck? You know, and that, you think that's a dream, but no, it was reality. I had my blanket was over top of me. I was laying on the bed with a pistol. Gun went off, and there's a 38 special, and hollow tip at that, point blank at that, to my stomach, my abdomen. It didn't leave too bad of a scar, but
So did you do it by accident? Was
man,
it
I did do it by accident, but my intention was to do it on purpose. And had it not went off when it did go off, I probably had done it on purpose to hit, you know, or somewhere else. So I feel like it's a blessing, you know. And a lot of people don't know that story. They know that I shot myself, but that's all they know. You know, it's
yeah.
actually all crazy rumors. You know, I heard he got shot, and it, you know, and that actually happened on a second occasion. I won't go into too much
What?
detail. Yeah, this is my it's actually my favorite bullet stuck in my. Um, I'm not gonna go into detail about that one right now. Might
Yeah.
save it for another time. But yeah, the original one when I was 14 in high school, everybody, you know, there's so many rumors and different things going on, but that's what happened. You know.
So when the feathers are falling, what happens next? Like
So
what was the process?
I didn't really realize still what had happened. I guess I'm like I said, my ears was ringing where the gun had went off. So I'm just confused and disoriented. And I remember looking down where the feathers was falling on me. I looked down and my stomach swelled up like a volcano. I mean, it's sticking out 3 or 4 inches, blood pouring out of it. So I'm like trying to grab my stomach, see the gun. I realize I remember now coming back to me. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to think in my head, I'm dead. I'm about to die. So I crossed my sister. Me and her, you know, we used to argue all the time. And one shot, she didn't hear the music up.
Oh, she didn't hear it go off?
Yeah. Well, she did hear it, but she didn't know it was a gunshot. She thought it was something I had dropped or something. You know,
Yeah.
something fell.
Yeah.
So anyway, she finally opens the door for me, and she hangs up with her. She's like, "Oh my god, you know, freaking out, doing the sisterly thing," and calls 911. You know, she
By
does.
this time you're bleeding a lot, right?
Yeah, I'm bleeding a lot, and while she's on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, they tell her to turn me over to see if there's an exit wound, and there's not. Well, then yeah, so I don't know if that's good, bad. You know what I mean? I always heard it's good to have exit wound. So I don't know what's going on, but I know in my head I'm dying. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
just got my right there, freak. That's, you know, that's the last image I picture myself in.
Like when all this is going on, do you feel like you're about to pass out? Like what are you feeling? Like
And it wasn't even like a pass out to me. Like the feeling, if I had to describe it, and I could actually describe it better in the second story because that was more life threatening. You know, obviously to the face and whatnot. But this time, no, I just felt like it wasn't like I'm gonna pass out or get dizzy. It's like when I close my eyes, I'm gone. You know what I mean?
was it hard to breathe? Like when you were
Yeah,
breathing?
yeah. It's hard to breathe, and I remember hurting when I did breathe, and I just remember the blood. You know, it was a lot of blood, and you know, then seeing my sister's reaction made it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
that really happened. So, but now I ended up going to the hospital.
Did the ambulance come or did they drive you?
Yeah, ambulance come, got it was there in no time. So appreciate whoever was on duty that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they come got me, and you know, I ended up going to a psych ward because all they knew was I shot myself. They didn't know the full story. I couldn't explain myself. Even if I did, I'm going to the psych ward now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So being suicidal and whatnot, and like I said, a lot of people growing up to this day,
Yeah.
those people, you know what I mean? So some stuff from that I just don't talk about. You know, like I said, I stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody thinks it was suicide attempt, whatnot, and which it potentially was. But when I actually shot myself, it was accidental. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
did not. So yeah, I guess I was praying because I remember being scared. and the gun was in my hand. You know what I mean? So the way it worked out was, that was God's way. And I had
Well,
to take,
maybe, yeah, maybe you telling this story could help somebody out there that feels the same way that you did, man. And
absolutely, that's the plan. That's
because
what I hope.
when I was a young man, I used to feel like that. I used to not want to live, and I used to
Man,
feel suicidal a lot.
right?
And if I can help the kid out there that feels the way I did, then you
Absolutely,
know,
I 100%. If you can help one person, even if it's
yeah.
through the day, you might not change their life, but if you can get them through another day, you did something. You're successful, and that's my whole intention. With the music and everything that I'm trying to do right now is to reach somebody, and you know what I mean. 'Cause I've been
So
there.
after when they bring you to the hospital, what happens next? Do they put you out and then like
Uh,
surgery
yeah,
and all that? Like,
yeah. I know one thing that was crazy about it, and the doctors was really shocked by it as well. Is like I said, it was point blank, 38 special hollow tip, to my stomach. The bullet didn't even go all the way, didn't even puncture all the way through my skin. So I don't know if I had abs still at the time when I was young, and it happened, but the bullet,
abs of steel, man.
they didn't have to even do surgery. They got to pull it out at the hospital, and yeah. So then I ended up going straight from there to the psych ward, and it was that's an eye opener too, especially at an early age. Seeing people with real mental issues.
Yeah,
Um, for one, it's not good for your safety because these people, some of them's off the chain. I'll respect to them. It's just people's built different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's people's and everybody's not designed the same. So I see that now as as a disability. So that's why I try to focus on the mental health awareness. Because that's important to take care of your mental for
Yeah,
anything.
I'm gonna leave a link in the description below for suicide awareness, and if people have problems out there and they want to reach out, and it can
So
help them. When I was 14, I slipped both my wrists, man, and I ended up in a mental institution for a while. I've seen quite a bit of people with like real
right,
problems.
right. Make you think, like damn, I don't belong here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to think to myself, what am I doing here? I used to try to escape and shit, and they would take me and bring me back. I
Yeah,
remember all of it.
you're right. It was scarier than jail to me. The first time I went to jail
Yeah.
wasn't the first time I went to a site where I was scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's a lot different, man. People think they
it
know,
is
but
right.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Especially when they put you in that padded room and
yeah.
they put you in a straitjacket. I've been
Yeah.
in that situation and it's
Take your shoes,
crazy, man.
belts, and whatnot. Man, you can't have
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's terrible.
it is. It is.
Yeah, like can you think back and remember like what put you in that frame of mind back then?
Yeah, it was a number of things actually at the time. One is being a young boy trying to find yourself in the world already, getting into high school. You know, everything seemed at the time was moving fast. It's like whatever reason I run across different people that was into different things that I probably shouldn't have been involved in or seeing at an early age. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
that's just how the cards was dealt, and so that alone kind of affected my mentality. I got to keep a whole life secret. You know what I mean? From everybody
yeah,
else, set that off from the world. I don't discuss it. And so it's like fighting with that. It's like I feel like I was playing a role in a movie. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because after school, I'm with these guys doing this and that, and then whenever it's back home, it's back. I just went to school. You know what I mean? And it's a whole different. It's like playing two roles, and that really affected me. Personally. It was hard
how
to.
how long did they keep you in that place for inside the
Uh,
psych ward?
it seemed like 2 weeks maybe.
That's it. Were you
Yeah.
all healed up by the time they
Well,
let you
yeah.
go?
For the most part, I mean, it was certain things I couldn't call, laugh and whatnot. Certain things would
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah. Before I could walk and everything.
So then when you get out, there's all these people talking. That shit makes it
Yeah.
worse, man.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
people,
man.
when the
Man.
situation happened with me, people were talking and they
Oh
were
yeah.
like, yeah, one of the girls that was in my school, her mother worked at the hospital, and she told her daughter that I was there, and I slipped my wrist. So then she went back to school and told everybody. So
yeah, yeah, that's bad news. Yeah, because I come back to all kinds of rumors, all kinds of crazy shit. You know, just somebody broke in his house, shot him while he was sleeping, and I mean, it's crazy stuff. And it's crazy too, is because I seen people. There was 3 fights went to school. He actually died right out of high school. You know, he's a young age. Me and him was cool. People got us confused. He was half Mexican. We had the same exact name. You know what I mean? So, but he's a cool dude. He's dead. He served in the country whenever he died, roadside bomb or whatever. But so rest in peace to him. But yeah, it was crazy because not only people confuse us two together as he was the one that got shot or he died or whatnot. I seen a good friend of mine probably 8 years after this happened at a mutual friend's house that I hadn't seen prior to this when I shot myself. Well, he thought I was dead the whole time. Like he thought for 8 years, yeah, and we was cool. You know what I mean? Like we was super cool growing up. And he's dead now too. Rest in peace to him. Believe it or not, man. Lost him too. Nick, you know, I can say his name, but rest in peace to Nick. But so yeah, man, he seen me like 8 years ago or 8 years after at a mutual friend's house. And when he seen me, he was in bad shape. He was fresh out the military. He was in a neck brace and whatnot. He had hurt himself. But he started crying. And I was confused. You know, I didn't know if he was hurt or, you know, and he was like, I thought you was dead. And I was like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So 8 years
later.
Oh,
so when you shot yourself, he thought you killed yourself then.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some, you know, he was out of, I'm assuming when that happened, and a lot of people that heard it overstay, you know, they heard it through 3 or 4 people. He shot himself, and that's probably all they get. You know what I mean? So, and I did hear I died too. Other people said that. I come back.
That's crazy. That's crazy when people are talking about you dying like that, and you're like, you're still there. You're like, what the hell, man? I'm not dead.
Right. Yeah. They used to call me Ghost before because of that.
They used to call you Ghost. That's a fitting name, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's insane, man. So, did you get in trouble for the gun?
Man, no, believe it or not, I didn't.
That's insane. You know, if it was today, it would be different. Yeah.
Right. And luckily, it's before I was a felon anyway. Like I said, I was 15 at the time. So, you know, I don't think that, you know, I just shot myself in their eyes. So maybe they're not going to put too much pressure on. But I do remember the police officer, he was like, because even then I was smoking weed and stuff.
Did they get the gun? Did they take the gun from you?
Yeah, they got the gun, confiscated it and whatnot. And so, yeah, I remember I woke up and there was a police officers, 2 of them. One was sitting down beside my bed and it was real serious. And it was like, don't freak out. We got to ask you some questions. I'm like, all right. And, you know, when the last time you done drugs? I was like, I don't do drugs, you know, this and that. And, well, when's the last time you smoked marijuana? And don't lie. But it's being real serious. I didn't care to say I smoked marijuana, illegal or not. You know what I mean? It's in a bad shape. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, I was like, the last time I smoked? And they was like, yeah, last time you smoked marijuana. I was like, right, today, yesterday, I'm not for sure, you know. But marijuana, take me to jail for that. You can take me to jail for being honest. But
you're like scared as hell, right? You're a kid at this point.
And they so I don't know if they was just trying to decipher if it was the drugs that caused me to do something, but you know, there was no other drugs in my system. Marijuana, marijuana at the time. So.
That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. You know, I don't talk about it a whole lot, so you get the exclusive. But
yeah, man. So I just found out one of my friends just passed away. I just found out today. It's insane. I think.
Rest in peace to him.
I'm not sure how he died. I just heard it on the internet, man. It's crazy. I mean, those things happen, right?
It does. It really does. Almost all my Facebook memory is full of people that, you know, they're gone. That's like the story I was just telling you. Both those people I was telling you, both of them gone.
Yeah. There's like so many in my story that are gone. It's insane, man. Drugs, or they're in prison for life. I know a lot of people that are gone for a long time. You know.
That too. I got that in one of my songs. Like, you know, I'm out here on my own. All my people left me. You know, they're in jail, and it's like
Bugsy. I want to give a shout out to Bugsy, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Bugsy, free the guys, and rest in peace, everybody that's gone. You know, so But yeah,
Yeah, man.
but
Bugsy's holding it down for and
yeah,
J Dubs. I gotta give a shout out to J Dubs.
sir, Jason Dubs, appreciated him too. Yeah, that's my guys over there up north, you know. So we're all
Yeah, man.
networking.
Your story is gonna be like a 5-part series, bro. 'Cause
Hey, I'm gonna give you a 10 part, man. You can do a documentary if you want it, because I mean that's just it's the tip of iceberg type stuff. And some stuff, it's been
yeah,
7 years. I don't mind to talk about it, but yeah, it's been a
yeah,
wild life.
definitely, man. Anything you've been so do you want to talk about the time you got arrested? Like what happened then? How did that go down?
Man, it like I said, they come to my house. I went to put my shoes on to step outside.
Yeah.
They was house around. I told them, I was like, look, I told you I was gonna come outside, and by this time they were
How
picking
old were
up.
you at this point?
Night,
What year
night.
was it around?
It was '04. I believe it was
Oh, 4
'04.
yeah.
'02. It was 2002. So I was
So
fresh out of high
you
school.
said you had 2 shooting incidents, right?
Yeah, I had a second one 6 years ago in 2015.
Really?
Yeah, my favorite
Oh,
bullets right now.
and
Don't
that
ever
was
speak.
you got hit right in the face?
Yeah, yeah, right here.
Holy shit, bro.
There's no scar. I mean, I'm missing a couple teeth on the inside. I'm not gonna show y'all that, but
Yeah.
knocked a couple teeth, few teeth out, and then went through my gum, and then ended up on the other face and it out.
Was it the
Well,
same? Was it the same? Pretty
uh,
much the same.
we'll save that one for the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
yeah,
sure people are gonna want to definitely hear that one,
yeah.
man.
And another thing with the stories and the rumors, with everybody saying this and that, so I might need to verify that and clear it up for the area for everybody else, But they'll get
Yeah.
that later.
I mean, they got the first one, man. They can
Yeah, they
marinate
got
on
the
that one for
first,
a little bit.
right.
Definitely. So,
Yeah,
do you want to talk about any other? You got any other stories you want to tell me, man?
man. Well, I finished with the going to jail.
Yeah,
I wasn't too scared, you know what I mean? Because and honestly, where I was living at the time, I knew it was coming. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go to jail if I keep doing this, and I was keep doing it. So,
yeah,
just expected. But anyway, so I went to jail. And I remember they was harassing me, set me down at the kitchen table, and they was like, "Give us what we need to know." Like, you know what I mean? They thought I was some kingpin. I really wasn't at all. And
yeah. But you're from a small town, man, right? It's a small.
yeah, uh,
It's kind of like not a big city, so people are like they probably
true
don't see a lot of things like that, you know?
too. That's true too. Maybe to everybody else, but to what I was used to seeing, I was a small fry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'm not proud of it. That's just how it is. I was young. Everybody learns and grows and whatnot. But yeah, so I wasn't too scared. But at the same time, just knowing when you're going to jail, you got that anxious, that you know what I mean, butterflies in your stomach. It's not a good feeling. But
not at all.
and who's a con this and that, and I'm like, look, just take me to jail. Let me do whatever it is I got to do so I can be back out. And here's a funny story for you. So, and I'm not gonna mention no name. So I get down to the police station. Check this out. This is a story. I get down to the police station. My buddy had seen the police at my door because I told you 2 or 3, 4 people lived in the same apartment complex, right? Where I
Yeah,
lived at.
yeah, yeah.
So a buddy of mine seen me out of his window going to jail. So he called his lawyer and he's like, "Hey, get down to the police station right now." Lawyer was cool. He was down at the police station before I got there. All right.
Oh man,
Two
your boy looked out for you.
Yeah, so I got 2 task force DEA at my door. By the time we get to the police station, they put in the interrogation room. I open the door, and it's a man sitting there with a suit, tie,
Yeah,
glasses, and briefcase. And I'm like, oh damn, this shit's deep. I thought I was in trouble. He was like, "Hey, I'm so and so. I'm here to represent you. A friend of yours called, got me in here. So don't say a word to them." I was like, "I haven't." He was like, "Good, sit down." I'm like, "Fuck." So the something else, asked me something else, and my lawyer shut him down. You know what I mean? And give me a chance to tell him no. He was just like, "Nah, leave him alone." And so they walked out mad. Well,
yeah,
sitting there and talking to my lawyer, they them, and the phone rings. Okay, so they pick it up. The police officer picks it up. The cop comes back in the interrogation room, was like, "So who's the crack dealer that jumped off the balcony and called the lawyer for you?" And I was like, "What?" So I'm confused. I really didn't know that happened. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I had no
yeah.
idea how the lawyer was there, other than somebody called. But I didn't know that happened. And I'm like, man, I
Oh,
don't know.
so something else happened while you're in there.
Somebody called in. So while I'm getting arrested, somebody at the apartment complex called in, seen my buddy jump off a balcony and run up the road while he's calling the lawyer, trying to get down there too. You know what I mean? So they see all this,
So
jump off the balcony.
why did he jump off the balcony? Were they trying to go raid his house too?
No, trying to get. I think he was just trying to get up the road because he had the phone. You know what I mean? So that's when he called the lawyer. And so yes, somebody called in while I'm in there, and already my lawyer's there for me. You know what I mean? Before we even get there, so it looks like I'm a kingpin now for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It still looks bad for you, man.
I'm trying to explain myself. I'm like, no, man, I really. And they're like, yeah, right. You know.
Yeah, you walk in the door, there's already a lawyer for you and shit.
Yeah. So that was a crazy story. It's kind of funny looking back on now, but yeah, it's a true story. I thought it's kind of funny. So I ended up going to jail for like 5 or 6 days, got out on bond, and then did 5 years, completed 5 years of probation. You know, no issues.
Did your buddy? Did they arrest your friend?
No, they didn't.
Lawyer for you?
I never found out who it was, and I didn't find out for the whole time I was in there. I had to wait till I got out to find out who it was that called and everything.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, shout out to your boy for doing that, man.
Shout out to my boy. I'm not gonna say your name, but yeah, I appreciate that.
Real friends, man. Real friends are hard to come by nowadays.
Absolutely.
Definitely, man. So, yo, what do you got going on for with music? You got a lot of new projects.
I do actually. I got a lot of projects. Me and Bleed and Bugsy. We were speaking of just finished that Southside project. That dropped 13th of this month, I believe it was. It's doing really well.
Really dope, man. You guys' music is dope, man.
Hey, wait till you hear what we got next, man. We got I ain't gonna leak everything, but we got a whole choir behind us on this new track. With somebody coming out.
You gotta send me some tracks, man. You know I do music too, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Definitely. I'll jump on a track with you guys. That shit'll be dope.
I'll be honored.
Yeah, and I'll put a link for all your music in the description below so people could check it out.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I'll have you on for a part 2, man. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
Yeah, there's a few people, if you don't mind. We got
go ahead, man.
For you, yourself, you know what I mean? I appreciate you. I love your show, man. I watched the documentaries, cool, and anybody out there who doesn't. That's that guy.
Shit, your volume. I appreciate you, man. That's people like you are the reason why my show is a success, you know?
I appreciate that, man. And that's another thing about networking. So people I've been networking with, I'd like to give a shout out to Louisville Ink and Cotton. They're helping me launch this clothing line. I also got coming out, me and my girlfriend, she actually does the designs on the shirts, and he's helping me get that taken. This should be out within the month. And I don't got an exact release.
Hold up, your audio cut out.
Ishmael the Phoenix got Trace Double Dare artist under Dove. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to Jason Dove, Double Dare Entertainment, Trapdoor ENT. That's Young Bleeds. In his vodka, I had a bottle in here somewhere. I've been celebrating. I don't even drink, but I got a bottle. Speakeasy vodka. So yeah, go support that. And I'm just trying to support everybody local. And anybody that supported me, and even people that's not. Another one I want to give a shout out to real quick is where's that? The Bombers E-Town baseball team. Bombers is a friend of mine's. It's his son's baseball team. So shout out to him. Shout out to anybody trying to better yourself and just do something with life. Like large percentage of my life, I didn't know what to do with it. I knew what I could do with it, and I decided to do it. And it's a great feeling. I don't regret nothing. So if you got any kind of idea, don't hold it back there. Just get out there and do it. And believe in yourself, and just like Jesus said, just trust the process, because it's gonna be a hell of a ride. And I'm seeing that firsthand too. But, it seems like the more difficult things that come in my way, it's like another door opening. It's been crazy these past couple months, even.
Definitely, man. Things change when you really have change in your heart.
Exactly. And you believe in yourself. You got to believe it. You got to do it for reasons, I believe, too. You know, a lot of people do it for the
Definitely,
wrong,
man.
and miss a blessing. So, so shout out to God. Thank you, for everything you can do for me in my life right now.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely, man. Because there's a big, strong possibility you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I got
Yeah.
another story about that. Next time we meet up too, because
Yeah,
I met.
definitely, man.
Yeah,
People are definitely gonna want to hear that story because I want to hear it. You know.
will for sure. Because it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Some
man.
people don't believe me. I don't even tell people that's why, because they, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's
they'll
crazy.
believe you once you say it on my show.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if anyone out there is struggling with depression, I'll put a link in the description below, and you can get through it without having to go through drastic situations like that. And make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Till next time, man. Peace.